Hey guys, welcome to Appalachia's Homestead. Here with you tonight. I have a recipe. I have been looking for this recipe for well over a year, and I found it today. The irony is that Thanksgiving's coming up and Christmas is coming up, and I'm in charge of not only the meat, but I'm also in charge of any type of recipe in terms of a dessert that I want to take to the family event. I always try to take something a little bit odd or unique. If nothing else, a fallback is always a great pecan pie, let's be honest. But I want to take something else this year. I've done oatmeal pies and Appalachian apple stack cakes and all of these things, and I'm going to continue to do those types of things. But I found this recipe about 2 years ago. I haven't been able to find it in almost a year and a half, actually, and I found it today, thank goodness. It is a vinegar pie. But when I lost the recipe, I thought, well, surely to goodness I can find it somewhere else. And I have done Google searches, and I have asked people, and I have bought books. Maybe you have it, maybe you've tried it, but I could not find it, and I thought I was losing my mind. This is not like your standard vinegar pie. This tastes a lot like an apple pie, and you're going to find out why. So when we were there, my husband was at therapy today, and I was going through the computer, and I just found it on the computer. Finally, I had it in the wrong files under a weird name. Don't ask. But nonetheless, I found it. So we stopped by the store. I've cheated. I've picked up a pie crust because I want to make it again to test it again because I loved it, but it's almost like you go, I better taste test it again, right? So we're going to taste test it. I'm going to show you the ingredients, and we're going to go through it. I'm going to bake the whole thing, and then we're going to try it together. So let's do it. I would call this a old-fashioned humble apple pie. Let's do it. All right, guys, it goes as simple as this. You're making a pie, and I just whipped all this stuff out here and have tried to pre-measure everything as best I can because I've got to cook dinner, but I want to get this made too. So, hey, I bought pie crust today. I make pie crust. You've seen it on the Food Storage Challenge. But guys, in a pinch, just to test something, I'm not going through all of that. I'm going to test it in just a good old pie crust you can get at the store. Okay, just picked it up. I'm letting it thaw out. I'm going to let them pre-bake. So you can just follow the directions there. I'll probably only let it pre-bake for about 5 minutes, okay? Because this entire concoction will cook at least 30, okay? So here's what we're going to do. All of the items that I'm going to show you all go into one pot and will boil together to make like a thick sauce, okay? And then you're going to pour that into your pie crust. I'm going to list all the ingredients below, but I'm going to go through them slowly. And you know what I normally do is I write down all my recipes that I enjoy, and I put them away. And I didn't even do that for this one. It was brand new. I tried it, and then I couldn't find it again. I'm such a dork. But anyway, so here's what you're going to do. Let's start from the very beginning. Okay, you're going to need a 1/2 cup sugar. Let's be honest, I probably have a little bit more in there, so don't fret, okay? Do your thing. 1/2 cup sugar is what you're looking at in terms of your white sugar, okay? You're going to want 3 tablespoons of flour. This is plain flour, okay? I've measured out about 3 tablespoons right then and there, okay? The next thing you're going to go for is your cinnamon. Life revolves around cinnamon, people. So you've got 2 teaspoons right there, okay? Then you're going to have, make sure I'm doing it right here, a 1/2 teaspoon of your ground allspice and of your ground cloves. That's your cloves right there. Cloves and allspice. So you can clearly see. I'm trying to be organized here. Okay, boom, boom, boom. So those are your main spices right here. See why it's going to taste like a little bit like an apple pie? That's right, that's right. You're also going to have 2 tablespoons of butter. You know, put a little extra in there. Nobody's going to hurt. You're going to have 1 egg. You're going to have apple cider vinegar, which is going to be 2 tablespoons. Right there. Right there. So we're going to go for the organic goodiness right there. I've already got it pre-measured. And then last but not least, you're going to have a cup of water, which I've already pre-measured out from my Berkey. Okay? So you are in all with the pie crust, it's going to be 10 whole items. I'm going to list them below, okay? All I'm going to do is put all this stuff you saw right down in here. I'm going to start boiling it, mixing it up, get it nice and thick, and then I'm going to put it into my pre-baked pie crust. Wow, that's it. Let's hope this turns out as good as I remember because I got really, really, really excited. So let's get bake-a. All right, guys, so here's everything in there, all the ingredients except for the water. So I'm going to pour that in. I'm just going to mix it up, let it thicken up, come to a slight boil, and then pull it off. You just want it to thicken up, okay? I've got my pie crust cooking right now. It has to pre-bake at 400 for, 9 to 11 minutes or whatever the directions say, but I'm only going to do it for about 5. Okay, and then we're going to bake this. Okay, already starting to cook up. I got to get the water going and start mixing it in. And we'll show you what it looks like. Let's go for it. All right, guys, I let my crust pre-bake at 400 for about 5 minutes after I put the little, you poke your little holes in and put it in there. In that time frame, this boiled and thickened up. Okay, so just to let you know, right there, all I'm going to do is pour this. Keep mixing. I'm going to pour this into the batter. I'm going to pour the batter into the pie crust, and I'm going to bake it for 30 minutes at 350, not 400. So you've had to let your oven back down a little bit, okay? So it is, again, about 30 minutes at 350. So we'll see how she rolls. I think everybody's going to be a little surprised at how good this really is. Hey, Miss Dolly. You enjoying the fire? Yeah, it's your favorite spot, baby. Good girl. She's your good girl. She's your good girl. Yes, she is. All right, guys, I just took her out of the oven. You can still see it's still bubbling and simmering a little bit, so we're just going to let her sit and cool. It was right at 30 minutes, so you need to keep an eye on it, okay? I really started eyeballing it at 25, so I didn't feel it was ready. Really going to let this settle down and cool so it'll continue to set up. So I did right at 30 minutes, so we'll see how she turns out. It might need to go back in maybe for 5. We'll see. We're going to play it by ear, and we'll let you know. All right, guys, so here we are 2 hours later, okay? Been patiently waiting this. So we're going to see how well it's set up in a 2-hour time frame. It's warm, but it's certainly not hot or anything. So I'm going to get slicing, and we'll see how she turns out. So I'm going to put the camera down in order for me to do this. I really need to get a GoPro, don't you think? I think so. All right, guys, real quick, right after I started filming, just cut real simple. You can see how well it cuts, how well it slices. Here it is on our old dishware from my Nana. And of course I've put whipped topping on it. I mean, who doesn't love that? All right, so taste test is coming in. Are you ready? We're doing it. It may be messy. Who knows? People. You have got to make this. I'm not kidding. I'm just not making it up. I wouldn't waste your time right now. I wouldn't keep eating on camera if it wasn't this good. You're not going to believe it. If you love anything like the fall pies, if you like apple pie even kinda, this is going to blow your mind. You need to try this. I'm going to put the link or the description of the recipe below. We appreciate you watching. I feel seconds are coming my way. This is going to be on my Thanksgiving Day pie list. I can tell you that. One more bite. One more bite. I'm doing it. You got to make this, guys. Thanks for watching. Check us out on Facebook, Instagram, and Pinterest. We'll bring more fun recipes your way. We've got more holiday stuff coming up. Sausage balls and all kinds of things. I may make a turkey. It's crazy. But in the meantime, I may have to have another slice of this tonight. Thanks for watching.